Hello, this is Chris, and I'm going to show you a Photoshop action I use on a regular basis. Excuse me. It is a flickr action, or flickerize as I call it. Actually, two actions. Resizes the image and throws up a tag on the image. Since we're modifying the image, let's go ahead and save it before we do any work on it. Always a good idea to save your work before you modify. And let's create a new action. This is your actions palette. If you don't have it on the sidebar here, or if you don't have your sidebar up, go to Window, Actions, or right there up top. So again, let's create a new action. I'll post everything to Flickr, so flickerize. This image is also wider than it is tall, so flickerize wide. First step, let's go ahead and flatten the image and then resize the image. I go with 1500, either in width or in height, constrained proportions. That is my preferred size. It will allow someone to print out a 4x6 image at a pretty decent resolution, but if they want to go any larger, they'll have to do some work. They'll have to have some software to enlarge it, and basically it's not going to look all that nice. But I don't mind people printing out small prints, and if they're going to print out small print, I want it to look nice. Okay, so anyway, 1500 wide, click OK, and click your hand tool to maximize your image. And let's open up a file I created earlier. I have a little tools directory, and I got a file called flickerize. And that has my web address and a little line on it, some drop shadow, a little fading in and out of the line. And the reason I create this in a separate file, you can't create it all within the action itself. You can record as you create one. But let's say I wanted to change the font, or remove the line, or just change it altogether. If I was to do that in the action, I'd end up pretty much deleting the action, creating a new action. This one here, I can just modify this individual file, and basically my action will continue to open the same file, and I don't have to worry about creating a new action. Well, anyway, hit Control A to copy or to select all. Control Shift C. I have multiple layers here. And Control Shift C is copy merged. It will copy everything that's visible. And let's go ahead and close this file. Control V to paste. And now you can move it here within the action. I generally do move it down toward the bottom. I will warn you though, if you crop your image, this little tag here is going to disappear. Well, it might disappear. Now it'll still be over here in the layers. You can grab a layer, grab your move tool and move it up if it disappears. But before we resize the image to 1500 pixels wide, it has constrained proportions. If I had cropped this image beforehand, cropped say 20% of it out, then instead of being 1500 by 1000, it would have been 1500 by 800, and this little move here would have moved my tag right off the bottom of the image. So sometimes that does happen, but for that reason I don't have an automatic save feature in this action. You have to manually go ahead and save it. But let's go ahead and stop the recording. And here we go. Let's go ahead and test this. So to test it, go back to our history palette and slide this back up to the top. We're back to our 12.2 megapixel image, and click back over on our actions and flickerize, and let's run it. And we're done. Now granted, we just saved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 steps with one button. I mean, that's nothing spectacular, but if you have 30, 40 images that you need to prep to save onto the web, this does come in handy. And like I said, I'll create another one called Flickr Tall for taller images. And if an image is pretty much square, I'll either use tall or wide. It doesn't really matter. Well, there you go. I hope that comes in handy for you. One little thing also, when you're saving for web and devices, this is my preferred way to save JPEGs. One little thing is your metadata. You can save your copyright information, copyright and contact, everything except for camera information and all. I like to save it with all. I don't mind that people know that I use a Canon 450D 12 megapixel camera. I don't mind they know what lens I use. And actually, I want people to know this. I want them to know what f-stop I was at, what speed I was shooting at, what focal length I was shooting at. And you know, that's just, sometimes that can be helpful information. You see an image you like, that information is all in the metadata, and on Flickr it's all listed up on the site for you. But that's just one thing. It's nice for other people to know. So I know a lot of people will save as and save it as a JPEG and may lose the meta information, or they'll have, come on, metadata to none, and that's just annoying. Go ahead, share with everybody, mark it up to metadata all. And I've already saved this somewhere else, so let's go ahead and cancel out. Well, there's my action. I hope you find that useful. And I know I certainly do. So we'll figure out something to post up next time.